Okay, so hello. This is a tutorial for how to kill volvagia, tunicless with 5 hearts, mainly meant for MST. And I will just show off a normal fight, I guess now, first, and then explain how stuff works. So you saw me like loading a save state where I was actually not in the boss room yet, and the reason for that is that volvagia can pop out of different holes, and it's random out of which hole she comes out. But if you have a save state at now or something, the first hole is already set, so it would not be random. So I said it's good to have a save state before you enter the boss room, so that she gives you a random pattern that you don't know before. It's just nice for practice. Okay, so now I will just show it off, I guess, first, without saying much about it. Okay, so pretty interesting. We actually got pretty much one of the hardest pattern right to start off. That's pretty cool. Okay, I'll go over that later though. So that is how it looks. You drop the bombs in there and then you kill her, kinda. So first off, when you enter the fight, I jump, pull out hammer, and then press bottle while I'm going over those parts, because that stops the timer. And then I also jump slash into this cutscene so that I have hammer stored. And the reason for that is that you want to crouch stab her, as you already saw, to stun her, because that's just faster than actually using the hammer. And you want to stun her as fast as possible, because the faster you stun her, the faster the fight is over, because the faster she will pop out again. And you want to kill her as fast as possible, because otherwise you're pretty low on time. So first of all, let's explain how this fight works in general. So you saw me throwing bombs into the holes, and the reason is that this flying volvagia goes underground and stays there under this hole where it flies in this cutscene, and then a separate volvagia pops out of the holes, but both have a hitbox and both have the same health. And the way how volvagia's health works is she has a total of 12 hit points, and every time you hit the flying one, which is the one that is underground, which is the one we are hitting by placing down the bombs, it does 1 damage. Every time you stun her, it does 1 damage. That is something a lot of people actually don't know. So stunning her is important. And then if you hit her while she's stunned with a normal slash, with the sword or the hammer, she will take 1 damage, and if you jump slash her with hammer or master sword, she will take 2 damage. So what we will do is we will stun her 3 times, then drop a total of 7 bombs, and then do 1 jump slash, which equals up to 12 damage in total. And then she's dead. You can only kill her while you attack her while she's stunned. If you get her to 0 health before, she doesn't die until you actually attack her and kill her the way it's intended. So first off, something a lot of people don't like. This is something until now most people probably already knew that, but something that you usually don't get from just watching is where you can actually drop the bombs to hit her. And I will actually just show this off now. So this is the hole we are using, this hole here, and it is actually not the entire hole where you can hit her. It's actually only the bottom left corner, kinda. So if I drop a bomb here and they blow up, they don't actually hit her. You can hear her when she gets damaged. But if I drop a bomb here in this corner, she will actually take damage. You should be able to hear it. This is always, if you hear that sound, you know that you actually put the bomb in the right spot. So something a lot of people also don't know, if you put a bomb here, not into the hole, actually next to the hole, you can still hit her, because the hitbox is more in this area here. So it's a bit more lenient than most people think it is. It's just in a different spot. So that is something that is really useful to know, because then you don't like if she actually is in this hole, you don't have to like go like in here. You can just drop it next to her and still hit her. Like right there. If I stun her here now, I can't really get in there, so I can just drop it next to her and that will still work. So yeah, it's like this area here. Okay, so the way how the strat works that we used to kill her, that I used to kill her, which is, in my opinion, disappeared. There are the different strat of how you place down the bombs, but I prefer this one for a bunch of reasons. So the way how we put down the bombs is 1-3-3, which means we put down one bomb right when the fight starts, then we stun her, then we put down 3 more bombs, then we stun her again, then we put down the last 3 bombs, and then we attack her and stun her again and kill her. And so let's just shout it off. So as soon as you gain control, you pull out a bomb, walk forward, and put it down in the hole, and then go to her and stun her. Then as soon as you stun her, you pull out a bomb and place it down there again, and then you wait until that bomb blew up before you pull out the next bomb. You can do it slightly before, but you want to space them out. And then stun her again, and then you can put down the last set of 3 bombs as fast as possible. So you can pull out, nice, I actually missed one. You can pull the bombs out like while the other one is still going there, so that they will explode earlier. It does require some timing though, because if you just like pull out the bombs too fast there, you will not be able to put them down in time. Like if I just... that could happen. So you want to make sure that you don't blow up the bombs too early. That just requires, like, you need to not stand too close to your bomb, and you need to not pull out too early after you put one down, so that they, like, space out enough that they will not interfere with each other. And, yeah, that is pretty much, like, the whole secret behind it. And obviously the timing how to do it kinda... the timing kind of depends on where she pops out, because obviously if she pops out closer, it takes less time until you are at the hole. And so you need to wait a bit longer before you pull out the next bomb. You want to take that into account. Because if she pops out right here, and I just pull down a bomb and immediately pop in another one, it will blow up way too early. Like that. And while if she's at the other end, it won't be an issue. Okay. So... yeah. I explained the way how you space the bombs. This is the area where to hit. Okay, so I guess we now get to the 2 special cases. So, as I already mentioned, the pattern where she pops out is random. But in general, there is no pattern that is impossible, but there are a bunch of patterns that are harder than others. For example, if she's further away, you need to walk for longer, just for a longer time, and so the fight will take a bit longer, so you will be a bit shorter on time. It usually doesn't matter that much unless you mess up. But there is one thing in particular that is extremely dangerous if you don't know how to deal with it, and that is pretty much the only really bad RNG, and that is if she pops out of the hole you want to actually bomb. And it can happen at the first time she pops out or the second, which those are both bad. If it's at the third time, it doesn't matter, because at that point you're done with bombing the hole anyways, so you're just waiting for her to pop up to actually kill her. So I have a save state here to show how you deal with it when she pops out of the first hole for the first time you drop the first bomb. So again, as soon as you gain control, you pull out a bomb, and now you can see she will pop out of that hole, because the first time she comes up, she will always, like, the first hole where the lava is, the fire is, she will pop out of that. So what you do is, while you just keep walking forward, you drop the bomb while you're walking over the hole, and then you walk actually behind the hole, so that her head is always facing to you, so it's facing towards the center of the room, and then you will just stun her there, so like this. And then you just pull out a bomb as soon as you stun her, drop it next to her, then wait. Now, if you go close to her while she's going down, she will most likely hit you, so you can just wait until she's actually down. Because then you will, there's no risk of you actually taking damage. So just like this. You want to make sure that she doesn't hit you while she's coming up, because she does a lot of damage if she does that. So if you, do this... Okay, she didn't wreck me this time, but sometimes she can really wreck you if you, go too close to her. She does a lot of damage if she actually hits you. So, and you also want to make sure that you actually turn her head away from the bomb, because if you stun her too close to the bomb, and then drop a bomb, this will happen. You just actually attacked her, her face, while she's stunned. And if you do that, every time you do that, she will immediately go flying. So you want to turn her head away, so that does not happen. Also, one issue with that, why it's still kind of tricky, even though if you know what to do, since the camera is facing, her head is facing away from you, so you can't see her exactly. And if you try to, turn your camera by targeting, you will target her and be completely messed up, and will most likely get screwed by it, or at least it's not nice if that happens. So you kind of have to, stun her blind without actually seeing what you're doing. And she has a kind of weird hitbox you kind of have to get used to. It takes some practice, but it is not too bad. This is really just... If she pops it the first time, it is, in general, still pretty easy to do it. But if she pops out of that hole for the second time she pops up, so right after you're done, or right when you're, placing your first set of 3 bombs, then it's a bit more tricky. You actually saw that, if you look closely, the first time I killed her, just to show it. I actually have a video of it prepared, because yeah, it's RNG, so it's kind of bad to show off. Hold on. Okay, so this is the reason why I personally prefer the 1-3-3 set over the other. I think it was 0-4-3 or 0-3-4, one of these two. So this is how you do it, how a fight looks if you get the bad spawn for the second time she comes up. Yeah, this fight is with 4 hearts because it wasn't all dungeons, but it doesn't really matter. So I dropped my set of 3 bombs, and now she's going to pop out of that hole. So what you do is you place down the bomb, and then you quickly roll away, and then you pretty much do it the same way you did with the first one. You just wait and not go close to her to not die. So this requires kind of time. This is timing based kind of. If you time your bombs right, you will have enough time to actually get away from the hole before she actually pops out. This is not that easy to do. This takes some practice, and this can kind of wreck you. And it's not a shame to fail at, but it is possible to save that realistically. But yeah, I also fail. This is something I fail every now and then still, actually. So yeah, it's just drop the bomb and go away as fast as possible. You can pull, as I said, you want to pull the bombs out around when the yellow bomb explodes. You can do it slightly earlier. You just don't want to do it too fast, because then something bad happens. I guess I show what happens now. There we go. Okay, so let's show off 2 things you don't want to do. So one thing is just spamming bombs, dropping bombs in as fast as you can. Let's just do that. If you just spam bombs like this, you see I'm dropping them way faster, I'm dropping more than 3. So now she'll pop up the second time. I still have to drop a few more bombs. So that should have been this should have been 7 bombs, but now you could see that one didn't hit her, because now she goes flying. Because if you damage her too fast, she will not pop out a 3rd time, she will go flying instead. So that's why you have to space out your bombs, because if she goes flying, you're dead. So then, yeah, just don't do it too fast. If you try to space out your bombs, you will... I think it never actually happened to me that I actually did it too fast, after I knew that I kind of have to space them out. So then, the other thing that can happen, which is quite rare, but you know, just so that you know, is if you do the fight as normal, and you're maybe like not sure if one of your bombs hit, because whatever. So before you go to kill her, you want to drop an extra bomb. That is bad. I don't think I can show it off because I got the nice. Okay, that was unlucky. Would have not been a problem normally, but just for what I wanted to show off, it was an issue. So if you drop a bomb more than you need to, like you can actually drop, if you miss one, you can drop an extra bomb. You have enough time to do that if you are fast and don't get the worst possible spawn. But the thing you want to really prevent is you want to not hit her after you killed her with a bomb. Like, you don't want to hit her again with a bomb after you... Come on! She's not being nice right now. Wow. This is stupid right now. I can't show this off, nice. Stupid RNG. Yeah, this is, if you want to drop an extra bomb, you kinda need to get good RNG. If you get a bad spawn, then you'll have an issue, but usually you should not need an extra bomb if you just place the previous bombs carefully. So that would be enough bombs to kill her. So now I drop an extra bomb. Can I... Whatever, let's drop 2 extra bombs. And now I kill her. And now you could hear the bomb blowing up after I actually killed her and still damaging her. And what that does is, it starts this cutscene, and then she goes into another hole, and then you're soft lock, and nothing happens. So make sure to not bomb the hole after you killed her. It's no good. That took way too long to show off, because dropping that bomb so late kind of requires to give it a good pattern. Okay, so what else do we have here? What should I show off? Oh yeah, I should have set up in safe state for later part of the fight. Whatever, let's just fight her a bunch. Actually, for the long warp. Let's explain some things about doing the wrong warp on a really low timer. Okay, so sometimes, some of the times you might want to know, you need, if you have 8 seconds when you backflip, you're perfectly fine. Like that is, if you're at 8 after you catch the fish, everything is easy, no problem. So if you're at 7, things are a bit scary. So I would probably, I think you barely have enough time at 7. What you want to do is, once you start falling, you press the bottle button, so you do a time stop. So that you have a bit more time. Like I just did there. You could see it, I guess. But, you want to make sure that you don't press bottle too early. You will want to wait until Link starts falling on its own. Nice. Thank you, fish. Ah. Are you serious? This fish is trying to sabotage my tutorial. Is this even the right angle? Cool game. Okay. So, dang, this game is wrecking me. So, if you press bottle too early, you will get this weird angle So don't do that, because then you will mess it up. So you really want to wait until he starts falling on his own before you press bottle. And then, if you're less than 7 seconds, stuff gets ugly, because then you will not have enough time to do the normal setup. Nice. This fish is making me mad. Let's manipulate RNG. It will not work anyways, but... it did. Okay, nice. Okay, so you need... I can't backflip on MU. Backflipping is hard. So you need at least 3 seconds to make it off the platform. And now we're all down with air. And what I do is I backflip at a late 4 seconds, and then I let go of the stick of up right when I die, which is not a good way to do it, but it's the only one I know. And then this should still work actually. Yeah, there we go. There are other setups, and I would recommend you looking them up, because my way is bad, but this is how I do it. If you have less than 7 seconds, you probably want to go with this thread. And then the frame also looks different. Like, you can see how his... okay, this did not work actually. This is why I said you should look up your own strat for this, because I don't know. There's a strat with 6 seconds that is really consistent as far as I know, but I don't know it, to be honest. Like, I have to admit, I have actually never learned a different strat than my own, which, as I just showed, is not consistent. So yeah, backflip at like a late 4 right before it turns to 3, and then I release the stick when I die. But yeah, that worked again. It is a pretty bad stretch, so you should look up another strat. I'm sure you can find something about it. So, is there anything else? I don't think so. So yeah, in general, there is no impossible volvagia pattern. There are just some that are harder than others. But if you know what you're doing, and if you practice it a bit, you should be able to always pull it off. It is just practicing and like getting used and knowing how to deal with the different patterns she can give you. So it was a bit more chaotic than I would have liked it to be, but I kind of had to do it in one take because my video editing software crashes my computer when I try to install it. So yeah, I hope this was helpful. So, and if you have any questions, any further questions to this, you can just ask me. I'm always glad to help. So that's it. Thanks. Hope you learned something.